Hello. So now I want to show you how to change colors. I know that you're making this blanket and you want to start, you told me you wanted to start with lighter colors and get darker as you move out. So I always try to finish at the end of a round, finish a color. Even if I have some yarn left, I don't want to stop the color in the middle of a round and then start the next color. I like it to be a whole square of one color and then start the next color around it. So if I'm not sure how much yarn I have, sometimes I'll just keep crocheting until I get to the end of the yarn. And if that's in the middle of a round, I just unravel it back to the beginning of the last one. So here I have my yellow square. I'm going to cut the yarn. So I want to leave a long tail. I usually leave at least 6 inches, maybe even more than that. It's nice and long because we're not going to make a knot like you would with sewing to keep it from unraveling. What you'll do is put the end that you've cut through a darning needle, and I did put one in your bag with all your hooks. So you'll put that end in a darning needle and you'll weave it into your crochet piece so that it won't unravel. Okay, so we'll do that at the end. But for right now, cut yourself a long tail. I'd say 6 to 8 or 9 inches maybe. Okay, nice long tail. And that is after you've connected, after you've done your slip stitch into the beginning of that round, so you've completed that whole round. So I have my second color here. So I'm going to continue to stitch using this color. It's a little hard because at first the tension isn't there, right? Because it's not connected to the other stitches. So I'm going to hold it with these 2 fingers and get my grip of my yarn the way I like it. So now, usually I hold my crochet piece or my tail with these 2 fingers while I use my hook to crochet. So I'm going to take the end of this and put it with that so that I can hold it still and keep that tension on that yarn. So now I'm going to chain 2. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not going to chain 2 because I'm not at the corner space. So I'm going to slip stitch into these stitches until I get to the corner space, the corner chain 2 space. Okay, so now I'm ready to chain 2 and start this round. So here's my new color. The tail is going to be hanging with the tail of this first color. I'll gather my yarn up the way I like to hold it. And with these 2 fingers, I'll hold the new yarn with the piece in the old yarn. I'll chain 2, and that's the beginning. So you have to be careful. You want to kind of tighten it up a little bit here and there, just so that it doesn't pull loose while you're trying to crochet. So I'm going to keep these 2 tails over to this side. So as I do my double crochets, I'm going to go under those tails too, and that will kind of trap them so that they don't pull loose while you're crocheting. Okay? You don't have to do that, but I find it helpful. So I've got the tail of the first color and the tail of the second color kind of over here to the side. Then I'm going to do my double crochet in the second color into this corner space, and I'm trapping those tails under my double crochet stitch. So now they're not finished, but they are stuck well enough that I don't have to worry about them coming loose. So I'll do another double crochet. Okay, and this yellow here, the first color, you've got that loop. You can tighten that a little bit so that it's not as visible. Just pull the tail a little. Okay, so now you can continue with your corner. You just do your chain 2, 3 more double crochets, So now you've got the first corner of your first round with the color, the second color. And you just continue. And at the very end, when your blanket is finished, you'll take these ends, you'll put one at a time into a darning needle, and then kind of sew it, weave it back and forth through the stitches. You'll want to take the second color and weave it through the stitches of the second color, first color, and weave it through the stitches of the first color. Just back and forth as many times as you can without making it a big bulky knot, just so that it's in there securely and won't come loose in when you wash it or when the kids play with it or something. Okay, so there you are with your second color.